we wanted to talk to Genevieve about the realities of going home as Kevin Smith.
And he talks about his experiences a lot on his numbers of the podcasts he does. Mm-hmm. He has the spoilers on Hulu. He's got Comic Book Man. He's got all these shows. Yeah. So you get a real window into his life. And when he goes home, it's not all necessarily fine for him.
Yeah, not everything is just totally stress-free.
Like he probably goes home so he's putting the key in the door. He's coming home from that King of the Nerds taping.
Yeah, I just got home. I just did my King of the Nerds taping. I had to make some tough decisions about some debates. I'm Kevin Smith. Okay, I get out of my Prius.
Yep.
Okay, I slip on some dog dew in the driveway. Okay,
sure.
I land right on my butt. Ouch.
Yep.
All right.
And I'm going to my front door. There's a couple steps up to my front door. I take the one, I sit down, catch my breath for a few beats.
Now it's time for 2 more steps.
Now it's time
a
for
real
2 more
burst
steps
of speed.
And I like to do all those. I like to do those in one burst. Mm-hmm. Because then I'm in the house, and then I'm right at the door. I have someone. I've called my wife ahead to hold the door open for me. So I take the one step, and then I can just kind of use my momentum to hurl myself all the way in the house.
All the way. 2 steps into the house, but wait a second. Mm-hmm. The doorway's not necessarily clear.
Right.
I've got 10 to 12 boxes of Red State DVDs.
Yeah, that they've sent back to me from the store because I requested. Usually they would. I
decided to be the distributor for that film.
I self-distributed because I didn't feel like anyone else was handling my properties correctly.
Yeah.
And also usually the stores would just burn them or just dispose of them somehow. I requested they all be sent back to me. I'm sort of regretting that now because now I'm underwater in Red State DVDs.
Yeah, there's a bunch filling up the house. So now those are out of the way. I sit down on the couch. It's finally time to just relax.
Yes.
Ding dong.
Ugh.
Who is it?
All the way back to the door.
All the way back to the door. I hop on my scooter. I ride back to the door. I open the door. It's Brian O'Halloran.
He
played Randall in Clerks.
No, he didn't.
No,
but sometimes even I, Kevin Smith, get a little confused about which is which. Is this Brian O'Halloran or Jeff Anderson?
Oh, right. That's right. Jeff played Randall.
Which was Dante and which was Randall?
I can't always remember.
It is hard to keep it straight. With the whole View Askewniverse I've set up, even I...
I get lost. I wish I had Cliff Notes.
This one, I think, is Dante, who was Brian O'Halloran.
So he's made
it really difficult for me in the last few years because he shaved off his goatee. And that was an easy reference point for me.
Yeah.
So I say, hey, Brian, good to see you again. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you put any more thought into the Clerks 3 pitch. I say, outline the whole thing, be pretty easy. Just grab a camera and go.
And then we have to go through the whole song and dance again. I'm gonna do Clerks 3. I wanna take my time with it. I have a few other stories I want to tell before then. Spoilers.
No rush. Just see you on TV doing Comic Book Man, and meanwhile, I'm not on TV or in any movies. And Clerks 3, big moneymaker. People love Clerks.
And I have to just throw him a bone and tell him he can be on one of the maybe on. Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, or one of the podcasts we're doing at some point. I'll try to find room for him. And so I finally get him off my property.
He's out, so now I really can relax.
Yes.
So now I sit down on the couch, turn on the TV. I put on some Comedy Central because I want to laugh. And what's on but Dogma?
It's time to watch Dogma. And it's 1 p.m. on a weekday.
And so that means
Dogma's on.
And I'm scratching my head and I'm watching it and I go, is this good?
And I decide,
for the life of me, I can't tell.
I think it is.
I think there's parts that are good. I go, that Lewis Carroll monologue's pretty good. Although I started strong with it and then it felt like it got kind of mushy. It really, you know what? They're playing it at 1 p.m. It's gotta be good.
It's had a it's taken on a life of its own even after. And everyone remembers Alanis Morissette as God. That was a bold choice.
That was big. Yeah, yeah.
Still talking
I got
about.
Chris Rock before he'd done anything.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was Matt and Ben's first team up since Goodwill. So
you know what? It is good.
Yeah. I think it actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
So now it's time for it's 3:00 on a Saturday, and it's time for bed.
Yeah. You gotta get your rest, because let's face it, you're fucking tired.
You're very tired.
That King of the Nerds tape, it took quite a bit out of you.
Yeah. Luckily, your couch, all the furniture in your house is also a bed. So basically, whenever you want, you can just go to sleep. You can just flip your own switch. So you do that, but then you wake up. 12 hours later, it's 3:00 in the morning.
That's right. And you realize, did I forget to go to the bathroom? You forgot to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
now you've really got to go.
It's an emergency.
I mean, you can't waste a second. Not a second to spare. So, you hop on your pogo stick. You bounce your way over to the bathroom. You open the door. And guess what? Brian O'Halloran's in there. He's inside the shower.
He snuck in through one of the vents again.
Oh, are you going to use the bathroom? I was in here. As long as we're both in the same room,
he says,
did you check out my idea for like a Clerks band? It's like maybe we do a live tour and And
he's still in. He's in the plaid shirt.
Yeah.
And he's wearing his Dante costume that he wears all the time. Does he have a bunch of those? Is he just always wearing the one? It's never really clear. And then you say, Brian, I'm not sure what you're doing in my bathroom. And he says, oh, you mean I wasn't even supposed to be here today? Yeah. And you have to admit, he did get that one in pretty...
you go. That is a pretty slick reference.
Seamlessly. Yeah.
And then, so you shoo Brian out. You sit down on the toilet for some sweet relief. You turn on the television. It's 3 a.m. right now. You put on IFC, and what's on but Chasing Amy? And you go, is this good? You can't even enjoy a simple bowel movement because you're going
without wondering whether
really
or not
don't know if this is
your
good.
Old movies is good. Yeah, it is hard to say that you were doing something kind of interesting with the you didn't see lesbianism a lot in movies at the time.
Yeah, that was bold, but you also sort of undercut it by having it be that she was kind of a lesbian because she just hadn't met the right guy yet.
Right. That she's able to be turned straight by Ben Affleck. And then you have Banky, who was sort of a funny character at the time, but you watch him now and it doesn't really hold up. It's kind of grating.
Well, it's all just pure vulgarity, which was, I guess, shocking enough that people found it original and new, but now you're going there's not really any humor to it.
Sure.
He's just being crass.
And it's
and you go, I don't know
if
this
good?
Is good. But you decide that it is.
It is good. It turns out you get to the end and it actually is good. You decide.
Yeah, you go, well, the speech I gave myself at the end was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you fall plumb asleep.
Yeah, you fall asleep on your toilet is also a bed,
which is convenient for you.
So you could just shut down again, and that's your day. And so to have Genevieve say that everything is fine for you, you get home. Obviously, you've had a lot of luck in your career. You've accomplished a lot of your dreams,
and you put a hard work into it. You took some big risks, and they paid off. And so you should be applauded for that. But to have Genevieve just assume that everything's okay. Meanwhile, for her, everything wound up to be okay because she won the competition.
She beat Alana.